Jai Shri Krishna. So today is Thursday. Of course, you can see my yellow t-shirt as well. Yeah. Happy Thursday. And it's June 18, 2026. And moon is in Ashlesha Nakshatra, right? In conjunct with Venus. In the Rashi, we also have Jupiter and moon is in Cancer, Ashlesha Nakshatra. So I'm not going to be talking about Ashlesha Nakshatra in this video. I'm going to be talking something very important in Vedic astrology. There is a lot of misconception about it. And hopefully in this video, I shed some light and break the misconception. And, and I'm going to leave it a little bit open so that you validate it, you check it out, you figure it out. Okay. The topic is going to be on Rahu and Ketu. Okay. Rahu and Ketu and the hidden truth about aspects. Okay. All right. Rahu and Ketu. I've done many videos about Rahu, Ketu, other planets, everything. Watch all those videos because those videos will help share, identify a lot of things to people. Okay. So please share it to people as well because I think it's important. Now, there is a video I've done on Naisari Kabbalah, the natural strength. Okay, so Rahu, Ketu is the highest and Rahu is the highest. Again, I little bit, change in my viewpoint with what some classical texts say about Ketu as first. I give Rahu. And I've also said why the rational as well. So watch it, you may understand it a little better and you can see the same thing in the sky happening during eclipses. My guru always taught me two things. One is you will understand Vedic astrology completely once you know about Rahu and Ketu. Okay, Rahu, Ketu. You will understand everything else, right? So focus more on Rahu, Ketu. Second is if the eclipses don't happen and if the eclipses don't happen and in a way as per what our book says, then our whole shastras and books are wrong. That is what my guru used to say. So indeed, Rahu Ketu is a very important planet, right? Nodes, and they validate all of the Hindu shastras and Vedas. Yeah, okay. Rahu Ketu, again Swarbanu. I've done the entire lineage from Brahma. See that and you will see how it comes to Simhika, right? Hiranyakshipu daughter Simhika and then Simhika's children. And how layer after layer it goes, and that's why they are the biggest malefic, the greatest malefic, even stronger than Saturn. All right. Okay. Now there are some books people claim to say that there is aspects. Okay. They bring aspects of Jupiter of 5th, 7th and 9th, similar aspects, and even 12th and 3rd and 11th aspect, etc. Okay. In order to do that, we'll have to break. So we know the story, right? The bigger story is Swarbanu got a boon from Brahma that he will be equivalent to sun and moon for a short time. Okay. And he wanted to, because he was born to Viprachit and Simhika. And Simhika wanted to have a child at a certain time. And so she wanted to, kind of try for the child. But Viprachit said, looked at the sky and said, who is a rishi, he said, this is a bad time. It's not the right time to try for a child. And Simhika was in a very so-called crazy mood, I guess. But the sage warned Simhika, saying this child born in this time period will be, won't be a blessed child, will be a very difficult one to handle in future. So remember this. And, and won't also be the best in appearance, etc. But Simhika said, it's okay, we'll figure it out. Eventually, they tried the child in the wrong time and Swarbanu was born. Because Swarbanu himself, when he was born, he was so dull, dark, black. Simhika may be, coming from the Asura clan, but Viprachit is coming from a Rishi clan. So then eventually, he says, go and pray to Brahma. So then Swarbanu goes and prays to Brahma so much that he says that he asks for many boons. And he wants to be powerful, he wants to be as luminous as sun and moon. which Brahma said that's not possible. But I will give you the power temporary, that temporary you will be very strong and you will have the power to swallow the sun and moon. Second, he also asked for a Navagraha status, which he said you will have it very similar to the sun and moon. Third, he really wanted the luster, the luster of sun and moon, because he was so dull and dark in his looks, but the sun and moon was bright and luminous. So eventually, Brahma said that's not possible, but you will have the power of sun and moon and even stronger than them, but it will be for a short time. Okay. So then eventually, Brahma went away. And then eventually he was going without clarity and he went and caught hold of Shukracharya. And he started daily worshipping Shukracharya, that he became an ardent devotee of Shukracharya. Okay, so when the Samudra Manthan story was happening, it was Shukracharya who told him that I know that Vishnu will do something over there. The Devas will only get the Amrit. So what I want you to do is, I'm going to make your form, change your form. I'll make you into a Deva, right? And you have to go sit exactly in front of sun and moon, in between sun and moon rather. He says, and stay away from Brihaspati, because Brihaspati will find you, right? Brihaspati will find you wherever you are. So only if you are between sun and moon, you can escape. Why between sun and moon is, that is where the strategy part of Shukracharya comes. Sun and moon are so bright. Okay, so when they sit, anybody who sits between them, right, will also get the light. Will also get the light and brightness, right? So naturally nobody can see that, right? Second, naturally, look at in a stage where you have a lot of popular people, you will always focus on the most popular person, which is sun and moon, right? So in a way, he behaves himself and he disguises as a deva because of Shukra, gets the Amrit. But in a way, sun and moon karma has to come. And eventually with the Samudra Manthan story, I've done videos on that as well. Watch it. I'm not going to say everything. But eventually, sun and moon karma has to kick in. So what that means is that, right, Vishnu comes as Mohini and starts giving the Amrit. And the minute what happens, sun has it, and then it's given to Swarbanu. So Swarbanu is going to have, the next is moon's turn. So before the moon is having it, then only moon and sun realize somebody is between them. And usually nobody sits between them because they are like a king and queen, royal people, right? And somebody is sitting next to them. And then they show, both of them show that it is to Vishnu that this is not a deva, this is not a deva, this is like an asura, right? So then eventually Vishnu, so because they pointed out and Swarbanu is quickly trying to have it, the Sudarshana, Vishnu changes form from Mohini to Vishnu and releases the Sudarshana chakra and chops off. So the body, if you see, right, so chops off. So the body falls there, right? The body falls there, the way between sun and moon. But the head goes to the Asura side with the Sudarshana chakra speed. So once Shukracharya, so that's what happens. And the Amrit is already gone here. So blood falls from the head. Blood falls from the head. So blood, the head and the Amrit falls down and becomes garlic, rootless vegetables. That's why they are very powerful and they have a certain smell. By science, we call them sulfur smell. But that's the Rahu energy. From the Ketu, the body, this part, where the body fell down, right, where it fell down between sun and moon, right, the blood from this part of the body which falls down becomes onion, the rootless vegetables again. Onion also has got the garlic effect, but subdued effect. There, the head goes to Shukracharya and Shukracharya revives, gives birth, Shukracharya, to Rahu. That is why if you see, Rahu is also called Bhogakaraka in a way, because Shukracharya has revived him, right? And here Brihaspati has revived Ketu, who the body is between sun and moon. That is why he's called Mokshakaraka. Now, this is the story, all right? Okay. Shukracharya has revived, literally given life to Rahu, okay? Shukracharya himself has 7th aspect. So how can Rahu have 5, 7, 9? Not possible. Okay, all right. Brihaspati has revived Ketu. So somebody can come and say, oh, Ketu can have 5, 7, 9. But Ketu doesn't have head. There's no head. Brihaspati can give the knowledge, but there's no head for Ketu, right? So where is the aspect? All right. So that is also answered here. Okay. In reality, who are Rahu and Ketu today? They are the nodes of the moon. They're not the planets. They are the nodes of the moon. Okay, all right. What does the nodes of the moon signify? Moon nodes means they are nodal points. In Sanskrit, it's called Arohana and Avarohana in a way. Okay, Sanskrit Tamil, if you read, it will tell you north node, south node, Arohana or Avarohana. Okay, all right. Moon itself has typically 7th aspect. The full moon is different. The Chandra Kendra, Chandra Adi Yoga, that is different. But a moon itself has 7th aspect. How can Rahu, Ketu will have 5, 7, 9? Not possible. Because they are moon's nodes. Okay. So we saw the connection from Shukracharya, Brihaspati, now moon. All right. They are shadow planets. I think everybody agree on that. Shadow can go anywhere in the wall. See, you may walk straight, but depending on how it is, if there is a wall and the shadow is going, it feels like you're going like this, but you're walking straight. Shadow doesn't tell you a true picture. Shadow doesn't tell you a true picture. This is the most important thing. Okay, the most important thing, shadow doesn't tell you a true picture. All right. Shadow doesn't have light. It is just a light which is falling from an object and a light source. It's falling on the ground, a different place. All right. Parashara Rishi says in BPHS, okay, Sanivat Rahu, Kujavat Ketu. So Sani and Rahu are similar, but they're not the same. Kujavat Ketu, they are similar again. So you see Saturn and Rahu, blue will come. But Saturn has got the blue because of the poison. And Vibgyor, ultraviolet blue is Rahu, indigo blue is Saturn. But black is typically Saturn energy. I've also published a video why Saturn blue color is coming. Watch that video. Ketu and Mars, infrared, red. Ketu, infrared, invisible, Mars is red. I've also published everything in the other videos, so you can watch it. All right, so we've seen this also. The Mahadasa is very similar. Saturn is 19, Rahu is 18. Okay, and Mahadasa is similar for Ketu and Mars, 7 years each. See, the Rahu, Saturn, Mahadasa, typically they may be similar in the way it is, but they're not the same. Rahu is expansion, is a Bhoga Karaka. Saturn is contraction, a teacher. It is not the same the way the Mahadasa results will be. Ask any Virgo ascendant and Gemini ascendant, okay? Their Rahu Mahadasa will be good. Okay? Same rule, ask a Cancer ascendant and a Leo ascendant. Their Rahu Mahadasa will be deadly. You put Rahu anywhere in the 12 houses. Their Rahu Mahadasa will be difficult. This is the fact, Cancer or Leo ascendant. Why Sun and Moon? Sun and Moon. Okay. All right? Okay. Next. You read Uttara Kalamitra Kalidasa. And it speaks about Graha Kala Parimana and it speaks about light. Okay? Light as number, lumen, lux, luminosity. It gives values, number values. Sun is 30. Moon is 16. Venus is 12. Okay? 30, 16, 12. Jupiter is 10. Mercury is 8. Mars is 6. Saturn is 1. That's it. It doesn't give anything on Rahu Ketu. Why? Because Rahu Ketu are shadow points. They are the nodes. They don't have any light. They block light. They cause eclipses, Grahan. They don't have. Saturn is 1. Rahu is not there. Because they don't have light. They just block light. You cannot see them. They are shadows. Shadow doesn't have light on their own. They are coming from somewhere. Right? That is the fact. Okay? They block light. That's the beautiful thing. think about a camera and I put a cover. It completely blocks. That is Rahu Ketu. Between Rahu Ketu, they're not the same. Rahu is a snakehead with poison. Ketu is just a body. The reason Rahu, right, Rahu is about the past birth where you've not achieved this. It's unsatisfiable desire. You have to finish things in this birth. Okay, you have to finish. Ketu is in a way you have achieved everything in the past, so you're letting it go this birth. Okay? So Rahu, in a way, if you see, Sun nakshatras, Moon nakshatras, Rahu will be difficult. Sun ascendant, Moon ascendant, Rahu will be very difficult. This is the fact. But then you have to superimpose the Lagna over the nakshatra. You can say, oh, I'm a Moon nakshatra, but I'm a Virgo ascendant or I'm a Gemini ascendant. My Rahu Mahadasa was good. Yes, it will be good. Because you have to superimpose the Lagna, the nakshatra. Right? The nakshatra here, the Lagna. That takes a priority here. The nakshatras is connected to the moon, the Lagna, and all the things connected to the 12 Rashis, which is the sun, in a way. Okay. Now then comes the burning question. Srini, so you're telling me that I've read BPHS and it says 5, 7, and 9 aspect is Parashara Rishi wrong. I will bow down and I will say he is not wrong. In between, there is something which has gone wrong. It is, I don't know Sanskrit. I'm not able to read the Sanskrit verse. That's number one. But I will bow down. Parashara Rishi can never be wrong. Can never be wrong. Okay. We're talking today a lot about Rahu and Ketu because perfect nakshatra, Ashalesha nakshatra. Ashalesha nakshatra is a Mercury nakshatra in a moon Rashi, but it's got full Rahu energy. And it's also Ketu's Janma nakshatra. So you're seeing how it is coming exactly today. And it's also a Thursday where there is enlightenment happening. And Jupiter is also exalted with Venus. Okay? All right. Parashara Rishi is not wrong. Okay? All I'm telling is he can never be wrong. Myself or anybody now, right, who is in Vedic astrology for a long time can never find or discover anything. I'm so sorry. We cannot. We can only decode it. We can interpret the original text and understand and figure out, oh yeah, why has he said 120 years? We can all figure it out, but we cannot invent or discover anything new. That is the fact. I'm telling you, if anybody says like that, all the best, I will say. All the best. Great. Okay? This is the truth. But again, I'm not doing it, right? I'm just saying Parashara Rishi is also my guru. I pray with his picture daily, and I will tell you there is no way he is wrong. All right, we'll take a stab at several classical texts and see what it says. So the original BPHS, which is in Sanskrit, right? And if you go take a stab, and the unabridged version, right? Which is it says there's no aspects. Okay. There is no aspects. It clearly says it. The BPHS, so-called the modern text recensions, what and all we read, they have been changed, okay, for specific things. In that, it says 5th, 7th, 9th, and 12th aspect, full aspect, okay? It says that. Varaha Mihira, read Brihad Chataka, no aspect. It says Rahu Ketu relies entirely on the depositor's strength as well as who is going to aspect or conjunct with them. That's it. That is what I will also agree. Jataka Alankara, no. It prioritizes planetary conjunctions, Yuti, who is conjunct with Rahu, right? That is what it's prioritizing. Chandrakavya, it speaks about the axis. Okay, it speaks about the axis, 1-7 axis, that's it, but no aspect. And it speaks about 1-7 axis as being polar from Rahu Ketu. Exactly, wherever Rahu is sitting, right? If Rahu is sitting here, Ketu is here, right? If Ketu is sitting here, Rahu is here. It's a 1-7 axis, that's it. That's what it speaks. So technically, to summarize, none of the book says that. The one BPHS book, which is the modern one, yes, it says it. That's it. I've read it also. But you have to go back to the original text, which is in Sanskrit, and figure it out. It's not there. Okay. So then how will Rahu Ketu give results if it doesn't have aspect? It doesn't give result in one way. That is the most important thing. It's like a chameleon, the best way. It can change colors. So it will give results based on the Rashi it's sitting, the Bhava is sitting, who is the depositor, right? Third. Fourth is who is conjunct with Rahu. Fifth is who is aspecting Rahu, right? In a way. Sixth is which is the Navamsha is going. Seventh is in a way which nakshatra is sitting. I give the lowest priority to nakshatra. The reason because is Rahu, Ketu are invisible, right? And nakshatra thing, I give it a little bit lowest one. Okay, but the conjunction aspects becomes very important for who is aspecting Rahu, who is aspecting Ketu, who is conjunct with Rahu, who is conjunct with Ketu. Parashara Rishi says one thing: Rahu conjunct with the Yoga Karaka Graha will act as a Yoga Karaka. Absolutely agreed. I have seen that myself. Same thing. I've also seen that Rahu, when it sits in a Kendra with a Trikona Lord or a Trikona with a Kendra Lord, it can give you good results. I've also seen everything is okay. This aspect is one thing, is a question mark. Again, it's coming back to no aspect as I have summarized from the classical text. Okay. See, if you look a little bit more deep into it, in the 7 days of the week, do you see Rahu Ketu there? You only see the 7 planets, not you see Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, right? And Venus, 7 planets you see. You don't see Rahu Ketu. Why? But you see as Rahu Kal and Yamakandam in the whole 7 days. They don't have anywhere in the 7 days sequence. They don't have. Number one. Second, if you look at Ashtakavarga scores and all, you don't see anything for Rahu Ketu. You don't see Rahu Ketu at all. It is 7 planets plus Lagna. They're out. They're not there. Third, Rahu only can become an Atmakaraka. Ketu cannot even become an Atmakaraka. Ketu doesn't have a head at all. How can it aspect then? Right? They cannot. Rahu was given life by Shukracharya. Shukracharya himself has 7th aspect only. How can you come and say 5th, 7th, 9th? It doesn't get it. But end of the day, they're nodes of the moon. They're nodes of the moon. So this is the reality, okay? But nevertheless, Rahu Ketu is the strongest planet. No disagreement on that. Naisarika Bala, Rahu is number 1, Ketu is number 2. Rahu Mahadasa has 18 years, Ketu has 7, 25 together. The highest when you compare it. You know, they are Swarbanu, one person, 25 years he's got, the highest. Okay. Now there are certain things, right? Rahu Mahadasa fundamentally will do very well for Mercury ascendants, Gemini and Virgo. Ask them, they will tell you that. They will tell you how Rahu Mahadasa will be excellent. It's a very interesting thing with Mercury and Rahu in a way. Think about the sequence, right? Sun Mahadasa, Moon Mahadasa, Mars Mahadasa. You don't get Mercury, you get Rahu here. Why I'm saying is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? That is why I'm saying that. You don't get Mercury and Rahu in a way, very strong connection. The whole Kanya Rashi itself has got a lot of Rahu energy. Kanya Rashi itself, Virgo itself has got Kanya Rahu is supposed to be very good, provided it's 3, 6, 10, 11 from Lagna, and then a benefic aspect has to come on that Rahu. But Rahu can give you so many results. Okay, it can give you so many results in a way. It's a Bhoga Karaka. The Rahu in the 11th house is the excellent position. I can tell you that. Okay, I'll give an example. If you're Kanya Virgo Rahu, if you're Virgo ascendant, let's say if you're Virgo ascendant, you put Rahu in the 11th. excellent results. If you have Rahu Dasa, right? Excellent. You put anywhere moon in the 12 houses, it should not be 6, 8, 12 to Rahu. That's it. The moon should not be 6, 8 and 12 to Rahu. You put anywhere. Why I'm saying moon? Because moon is the depositor. That Rahu will give excellent results for the Virgo ascendant. It is the best time period of the life for the Virgo ascendant. Mercury also comes in a big way, because Mohini was the one who gave the Amrit to Swarbanu. So Mercury is Mohini here, right? So Swarbanu has seen Mercury there, right? Before, when having it, the whole body, suddenly the transformation happens from Mohini to Vishnu. But while having the Amrit, the last remembrance thought is Mercury as Mohini for Swarbanu, right? So Rahu does very well in a way in Virgo, as well as Ketu also does very well in Virgo. So I say overall, Rahu does very well typically in 5 houses and then 2 houses of Jupiter, provided it gets this aspect. So Aries, Taurus, Cancer, Virgo, Capricorn. Aries, Taurus, Cancer, Virgo, Capricorn. Aries 1 house of Mars, Taurus 1 house of Venus, right? Cancer 1 house between Sun and Moon, Virgo 1 house of Mercury, 1 house of Capricorn. And then the 2 Jupiter houses, provided Jupiter is in a good position and aspects that Rahu. Yeah? Okay. Ketu does very well starting from Virgo. Then, so basically Rahu 7 houses. Okay. So let's do the math. Ketu in Virgo, Ketu in Scorpio, Ketu in Aquarius, and then the 2 Jupiter houses of Ketu. Really very well. Okay, which is Sagittarius and Pisces, 5 houses. So you had 7 houses for Rahu, 5 houses for Ketu. 12. You got the number 12. 12 Rashi is over. Yeah. But again, they need to have benefic aspects, Rahu and Ketu. They need to sit in a benefic Rashi. Somebody can come and tell me, Shrini, for all Team B ascendants, somehow or the other, Rahu do well. For all Team B ascendants. For all Team A ascendants, somewhat Ketu will do better. Because Ketu, in a way, you've already achieved it. And Ketu Mahadasa is 7 years. But Rahu will do literally well for Team B ascendants in general. Okay? Wherever he's placed, he's going to do well for Team B. He's got different, clones of his body. So one clone of his will do extremely well in one part. Yeah? So this is most important. There is no aspects on Rahu Ketu, right? They don't have aspects. Rahu Ketu will have, will aspect, right? Whoever aspects them, they will give that result. If Saturn aspects Rahu, Rahu will give Saturn result. If Rahu is sitting in Libra, Rahu will give Venus result plus Libra result. In a way, he's got a very strong connection with Shukracharya, Rahu, right? Because he's his guru, whatever said and done. Okay, again, right? You look at all the nakshatras, right, of Rahu, Satabhisha, Swati, and you have Ardra. Even though Ardra is Shiva's nakshatra, the Swati nakshatra is where Rahu's Murtrikona is. And I know people have a misconception. I know people have said it many times that, oh, this is the nakshatra, right? It's Satabhisha. It's not. Okay, it is not. And that is where people go wrong. Because immediately you think, right? You think, oh, that is the nakshatra, so that is where it is going to have the strength, but it's not. Same thing, Maga nakshatra is special for Ketu. Ashwini Maga Mula, right? Maga nakshatra. Even though Ashwini Kumar nakshatras is in Ashwini, it's the Pitru energy, right? And it somehow comes in Leo Rashi. Ketu doesn't do very well in Cancer or Leo also. It doesn't do well. Rahu does just very well in Cancer, where Ashalesha Nakshatra is also sitting right there. Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra, if you see, is in Pisces, which is also serpentine energy. Yeah, but again, understand that Rahu and Ketu don't have aspects. See the header picture I published from classical text in this video. That itself will tell you. I leave it up to you because I've broken it down. To summarize, the way I would I have understood the way I would say it is Rahu's seventh aspect is Ketu. Ketu's seventh aspect is Rahu. Simple. Rahu's seventh aspect is Ketu. Ketu's seventh aspect is Rahu. Right? So they work independently. They do the job. That's it. They work independently. Okay? They are independent. In a way, they have been separated 180 degrees apart. They're always 180 degrees apart. Right? Same thing like Jupiter and Venus. They're like water and oil. Rahu is called as Bhoga Karaka like Venus. Ketu is called Moksha Karaka like Jupiter. Yeah? And they're the nodes of the moon. They cannot be more powerful than the moon. They're the nodes. But they are Naisarika Bala-wise, they are the powerful, but they don't have special aspects. Watch this video multiple times, and do share the comments in the comment section, because I know this 5th, 7th, and 9th rotates all the time. The 3rd, 11th aspect also rotates here and there. It is not. I have broken it down. And again, watch the video multiple times. You will understand the thing about Rahu, Ketu, and its aspects. But again, Rahu's 7th aspect is Ketu. Ketu's 7th aspect is Rahu. That is the way you have to understand it. They don't have aspects. Yeah. But they are the most powerful planets even without aspects, because they are invisible nodes. They are called Chaya Graha, shadow planets. Right? That is, and also they are attached to the snake energy. All right. We'll finish it up today by summarizing it as I have said it. And my shloka for today is Ashlesha. Om Ashleshaya Namaha. Om Sarpaya Namaha. Om Nagaya Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you. I'll see you soon.